Reach under your kitchen sink right now and count the bottles. The dish soap, the surface spray, the glass cleaner, the laundry detergent, the floor solution. Now add up what you paid for all of them. An Amish family in Holmes County, Ohio, has never purchased a single one, not one bottle, not one brand, not $1 spent in a cleaning aisle in their entire lives. They clean everything with a single formula that costs less than $1 to make. The average American household spends over $600 a year on cleaning products. That is $30,000 over a lifetime. Money spent on bottles filled with chemicals you cannot pronounce, replacing a system your great-grandmother used for free. Stay with me until the end, because I am going to show you a 2018 medical study published in the American Journal of Respiratory and Critical Care Medicine that proves those bottles are not just draining your bank account. What they are doing to your lungs will genuinely change how you look at the cabinet under your sink. The reason you have never heard of this formula is not an accident. It replaced an entire industry, and that industry spent the last century making sure you never learned its name. The first thing the Amish understood was that cleaning is chemistry, and that chemistry was solved 400 years ago. The recipe uses just 3 ingredients: hardwood ash, water, and animal fat. When potassium hydroxide, the alkaline compound that forms naturally when you leach water through wood ash, meets a fatty acid from rendered lard or tallow, a chemical reaction called saponification occurs. The alkali bonds with the fat at the molecular level and produces soap, not a soap-like substance. Soap. The same chemical process that every bar of soap in human history has been built on. The Amish did not invent this. Nobody did. It is a chemical fact as old as fire and rain. What the Amish did was refuse to forget it. In Sinking Spring, Ohio, an Amish homemaker named Maddie Stutzman still makes lye soap using the same method her grandmother used. In Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, Amish women produce 30,000 bars a year using cold process techniques with ingredients you could find in any backyard with a fireplace. The best lye comes from white oak, hickory, sugar maple, ash, or beech. You test the concentration the way your great-great-grandmother did. Float a fresh egg in the solution. If a quarter-sized patch of the shell breaks the surface, the lye is ready. One batch replaces every bottle under your sink. Hand soap, dish soap, laundry detergent, surface cleaner, stain remover. One formula. In 1933, Procter & Gamble introduced Dreft, the first commercial synthetic detergent. In 1946, they launched Tide. By 1956, Procter & Gamble controlled 57% of the entire cleaning products industry. They did not win because their product was better. They won because they outspent everyone. P&G was spending $125,000 on advertising for Ivory soap alone in 1893. By 1905, that number exceeded $400,000. They pioneered radio advertising. They invented the daytime serial drama, formatted entirely around soap commercials, a format so dominant we still call them soap operas. By the 1950s, a formula that had cost American families nothing for centuries had been replaced by a product line that now costs the average household over $600 a year. But the money is not even the worst part of what they sold you. In 2023, the Environmental Working Group tested 30 common household cleaning products across 7 categories. They detected 530 unique volatile organic compounds, of which 193 were classified as hazardous to human health. That is 193 hazardous chemicals in the products sitting under your kitchen sink right now. The EPA Total Exposure Assessment Methodology study found that levels of common organic pollutants are 2 to 5 times higher inside homes than outside. During and immediately after cleaning, those levels can spike to 1,000 times background outdoor levels. The American Lung Association has stated that volatile organic compounds released from cleaning products contribute to chronic respiratory problems, allergic reactions, and headaches. The conventional products in that study emitted an average of 22 hazardous chemicals per bottle. Now consider the Amish Formula. 3 ingredients: ash, water, fat. 0 volatile organic compounds. 0 synthetic fragrances. Fully biodegradable. Here is something most people do not realize. Federal law does not require cleaning product manufacturers to disclose all of their ingredients on the label. You are spraying a product into the air of your kitchen, the room where your children eat, and the company that made it is not legally obligated to tell you everything in it. The Amish soap has 3 ingredients, and you can name all of them. The bottle under your sink has chemicals you cannot pronounce, and the manufacturer is not required to list them. That is not a safety standard. That is a business model. And that brings us to the study I mentioned at the beginning. In 2018, researchers at the University of Bergen in Norway published a study in the American Journal of Respiratory and Critical Care Medicine that tracked 6,230 people across 22 locations worldwide for 20 years. Women who used cleaning sprays regularly, even just at home once a week, suffered lung function decline equivalent to smoking 20 cigarettes a day for the same period. 20 cigarettes every day for 20 years. The study also found that regular cleaners had a 40% higher risk of developing asthma. The lead author, Øystein Svanes, said the findings should not surprise anyone when you consider that people are inhaling small particles from products designed to clean floors, not lungs. These are the same bottles you counted under your sink 5 minutes ago. The same products that replaced a formula that costs nothing, contains 3 ingredients, and produces 0 airborne particles. The Amish Formula does not aerosolize hazardous chemicals. It does not damage lung tissue. It cleans. That is all it was ever supposed to do. So here is what you can do this weekend. Buy a pound of pure sodium hydroxide from any hardware store for about $4. Render the cooking fat you already have. Heat both to 95 to 100 degrees. Combine them and stir until the mixture thickens. Pour it into a mold and let it cure for 3 to 4 weeks. You will have 10 to 12 bars of soap that replace every single cleaning product under your sink. Total cost, if you use your own ash and fat, is less than $1. Even if you buy everything, it is under $5. That is your cleaning budget for the next 6 months. Your great-grandmother made this. The Amish never stopped making it. The only reason you stopped is because a company worth $80 billion told you that you needed 12 different bottles to do what one bar has done for 400 years. The bill was never mandatory. The bottles were designed. How many are under your sink right now? Tell me in the comments, because the number genuinely helps me understand what we are all dealing with. And if you are the kind of person who believes that real, practical knowledge has been quietly pushed aside to protect someone else's revenue stream, you already know what to do next. Subscribe, because the next system we uncover involves the Amish approach to water and a 1907 USDA report that will make you rethink every dollar you have ever paid on your water bill. That one goes even deeper.